Hello, Internet. You may have seen an announcement recently that Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead is going to be released on Steam. It was announced and posted on the 17th of March and is already rapidly approaching its release date. In this video, we're going to talk about what this is and what it isn't, and address some of the many questions that I saw in the community. Now, this isn't a review as such. This is mostly just to clear some things up and hopefully draw attention to it so that it has a more successful release. So let's just get straight into it. First of all, this is a developer effort. Now, we had a proposed Steam release previously, but that was from a third party and pretty much no one knew who they were. Now, because of that, a lot of us had concerns that it was a terrible cash grab, or it was simply just some rando that wasn't any way attached to the game's development. However, this release, which you can find on Steam right now by searching for Cataclysm or by checking the link in the description, is directly from a developer. Specifically, this is the work of Korg. Now, we've talked about him and the development that he's done for the game over the years, and I even interviewed him at one point on this channel. Korg is a dedicated developer for Cataclysm. I'm not really sure how long he's been around, but I'd guess that it's probably going on 5 or 6 years now. This is not some random guy. This is someone who has dedicated a lot of time and effort into making this game into what it is today. So that's the number one thing. And then question 2 that I've seen probably the most is, how much will it cost, and do I have to buy the game in order to keep playing? The current expected price point is $20, and no, you do not have to buy this game if you're not able to or if you don't want to. Cataclysm will remain an open source project that can be obtained through the GitHub for free or by using the launcher that you've always used to update and play the game. This is a way for you to support Korg for all the work that he's done over the years and to access it through the Steam platform. And accessing it through Steam may, and I stress may, this isn't for sure yet, but it may in the future include workshop support for mods, sound packs, tile sets, etc. And it's also a way for us to reach more players, because to put it very bluntly, despite this game being relatively popular, our reach is nowhere near the reach that Steam has. This will increase the game's exposure probably quite a lot, and with Steam recommendations, Cataclysm could appear next to similar games, so we can entice a new audience that would be interested in playing this specific game. Now, there will inevitably be people who clap back and laugh at this and say, I'm never going to pay $20 for a game that's free. Or they'll say, why is it even $20 in the first place? Well, to those people, I would point out that Dwarf Fortress, a beloved free game, recently released on Steam for $30. And people were more than happy to pay that amount because they were supporting the developer and because they wanted access to it on Steam. I personally bought Tales of Magiel on Steam despite the game being free and open source. I also own Vulture for NetHack and Slash'em, which is a Steam version of a game that's been free for literally 40 years now. When did NetHack come out? Atom is also available for free online, but it has a $15 paid version on Steam. And I could go on and on like this. There are a lot of free games that get a Steam release. Similarly, the price point is comparable to similar games. I know a lot of you love Caves of Cud, which is also $20. Dwarf Fortress, as I mentioned, came in at around $30, and I think Tales of Magiel with they have DLC, it probably cost me over $30 for that as well. And listen, Internet, I'm poor. Most of you know that I have basically no money to my name, and yeah, we would all prefer it if a game only cost $2. But my point here is that it's not an outrageous price point, and you can compare it to similar games that I know a lot of you really love and have bought on Steam. Moving on though, next question, will this release have any special features? Usually when people ask this, they ask if there will be a newly developed tile set specifically for the Steam release, and the answer here is a simple no. This will not include a new tile set. Instead, you will be able to access all the tile sets, sound packs, and etc. that you already use. It is the same game that you could obtain through GitHub, and so you can use all of those same features that you had previously. If you want to install a third-party tile set, you can still do that. If you want to install your favorite mod, you can. The game is still insanely customizable. But no, it will not include a dedicated tile set or sound pack specifically for the Steam version. Also, and this will be a point that many of you don't actually want to hear, it's only going to be the most recent stable version of the game. There are currently no plans to expand this to include experimental. And I know a lot of you are diehard fans, and most of you only play experimental, myself included. And if you want to purchase this game, you can view it as a donation to directly support the dev team since you're not going to be getting your experimental version of the game. So no, there will not be any features exclusive to the Steam release. The only potential dedicated feature would be workshop support, and this is not guaranteed at this time. Korg has said that he would like to figure that out and make it available, but as of right now, it's still up in the air. So I don't want you to go in expecting workshop support and then, we find out later that it's not going to happen. I just want you to be informed here. The only other features that would be available would be things that Steam offers for every game. This includes tracking your playtime and the last time that you played, being able to see your friends when they're playing, seeing the Steam discussion page, artwork people post, etc., etc. These things come with any Steam game, and while I personally think most Steam user posts are absolutely terrible, it would be another place that our community could develop and grow. Also, if you own a Steam Deck, I believe it was Irk that had said some people are already successfully playing a test version of the game on that device. So whether it's directly supported, I don't really know, but it sounds like it's at least playable on the thing, though my evidence for that is anecdotal and not personal. Anyway, moving on, another common question I see is something along the lines of, why is there a Steam release? I thought the devs hated Steam. And the answer here is no, they don't hate Steam. I know Kevin, the leader of the project, is not a fan of Steam as a platform, but the devs are not overtly against a Steam release. It's just that a Steam release required effort and work that no one has put in until now. In fact, I've seen several dev members weigh in on how they think this release will actually be really good for the game overall. The exposure that the game could potentially receive from the platform really can't be overstated. And that includes me, by the way, just to express my own bias here. My pathetic little YouTube channel will almost certainly benefit in some way from a release like this, especially because I have so many tutorials that people in the community recommend. But anyway, who directly benefits financially from this release? Again, that would just be Korg specifically. He's putting in all the work to put this together and will be tasked with keeping things moving smoothly. This is work that he personally has to do, and he will be the one getting compensated for that. The dev team did discuss this, to my understanding. This isn't like a sneaky side project where he's trying to line his pockets. There was a discussion, and now this is moving forward. I don't know if every single person was on board or not, but the fact that this is progressing and my personal conversations with devs leads me to believe that this is supported by the core dev team. If you would like to support the other devs, there is a donation page that I will link to in the description down below, but to be fair, it only contains links for Korg, Candleberry, and the Patreon that supports the forum specifically. There just aren't that many devs that are set up to accept direct donations. And then finally, when is the game going to be made available? The current suggested release date that I saw from Korg was March 31st, less than 2 weeks from when this video goes live. And with that, I think we come to the end of the information that I have at this time. I tried to get this out as quickly as possible after the release was announced, so some of this is subject to change in the future. I just already had people asking me about this and figured I would add my voice to that of the devs in the discords trying to answer questions. I don't know if this was a good video or not, but hopefully it answered some of your questions regarding a potential Steam release. I would encourage you to check out the store page and wishlist it if you are interested. There will be a link to the Steam page and the Cataclysm donations page listed in the description of this video. Everyone, thanks for being here. We'll cover this more in the future as things develop, and yep, I'll be back with more content in the near future.